Well, one of our longest and most enjoyable partnerships on the 8-year history of our city tonight has been with the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Canada, West. And I'm joined by Alex Martiniak. Alex, what is your title? I've known you 100 years.
Director of Trade Promotion.
Okay. We are here to cover another great event with our friends. It's Taste of Italy. We're here we're atop of the Harbor Center at Vancouver Lookout. Great view of the city, but we're here to talk about great authentic Italian wines, food. Alex, for our viewers at home, tell them all about this great event.
Well, wonderful. This is a very special event because we're doing it for the first time, and in collaboration with the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Houston, in Texas. They've been doing this event called Taste of Italy for 9 years, and so they've asked us, can we do the Canadian edition? There you go. So we said, of course, yeah, let's collaborate on this. Let's organize the first Canadian edition of this show. So it's Taste of Italy. Is about not just usually we do either the food or the wine. This one is combined food and wine, and it's combined trade and consumers.
And how we've been, as I said off the top, we've been partners with you guys for a long time. There was a very kind of standstill period with COVID where these kind of events weren't happening, but you guys were still getting the word out about the brand and about great authentic Italian food. But how great is it to have these events back over the last 6-8 months?
I have to say it's quite amazing because, and as you may know, during the COVID we've organized virtual events.
Right.
We even organized virtual wine tastings.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. It's not the same thing. So now with this event, guess what? We've had over 350 trade representatives registered for this event, which is huge because we only have about 20 vendors, right? So it's not such a huge event, but it's authentic, and it's people are really looking for authentic wines and foods, coming to town. So it's an in-person event. It's completely different when people can talk to each other in person, right?
Well,
that's why it's so popular.
Case in point, I got here and you said, Jim, I got to get you to try this great wine, which I'm holding right now. So, well, actually, cheers, sir.
Well, it's amazing wine.
Oh, this is fantastic. Taste of Italy, I should say. Let's go meet some of the Italians and Canadians that are here at this great event.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well, you can't go to something called Taste of Italy without talking about food. And if you have shopped in Bosa Foods before, you know they got great food. Scott joins us from Bosa. Scott, I just said I was at your location the other day.
Yes.
For people that aren't experienced with your food and your brands you bring in, because authentic taste, Italian taste, is very important to what you guys do.
Absolutely.
Let our viewers know about what you guys are all about.
Well, we are the best and the biggest in the Mediterranean, Italian, European food imports, and we scour the whole country for all the finest, prosciuttos, the finest cheeses, the pastas, the sauces, and basically it's all keyed around the Mediterranean diet, which is freshness and quality. So if you're looking for olive oils, the finest cheese selection in Western Canada, you're going to want to stop by Bosa Foods.
You know what's interesting too, and I don't mean this in a snobby or arrogant way, but it's amazing that people will like something, and then like with wine, it's an education of try this cheese, try these noodles, try this sauce, try this. It really helps, especially when it's much more organic, much more natural, less chemical based.
Sure.
And that's really what you guys are about, yeah?
Absolutely. It's easy to find these kind of things when you're working with European products. There's no GMOs, there's very healthy production practices, and that's why if you read the labels on these products, it's very clean labels, healthy lifestyle, as close to getting it from your garden as possible.
Where can people find your location?
We have 2 stores. One's on Victoria Drive on the corner of Franklin and Victoria in East Vancouver. And then you want to come to the flagship store. That's on 1465 Kootenay Street in Vancouver, just off Boundary and First Avenue.
Yeah, I was here the other day, spent a lot more money than I planned to, but it's all good. It's good quality food.
You got quality.
I sure do. Hey, it's Scott from Bosa Foods, part of the Taste of Italy coverage we're doing here on Our City Tonight. Mauricio, you are basically the equivalent of Alex, who we talked to earlier, only in Houston, Texas. How is the Italian market food and wine in the Lone Star States?
Yes, I'm actually the equivalent of Alex in Houston, Texas. Texas is a big city, it's a big state. They say everything is bigger in Texas,
Sure
as they
is.
say, and it sure is true. In the Italian food and wine items, market is growing. It's been growing at double digits in the last 12 years, according to the last statistics I have been reading. So there's a lot of room for new items, especially the undiscovered regions, which are outside of the Golden Triangle, as I say, like Tuscany, Piedmont, Veneto. All the other regions have a lot of room for growth.
It is good to see you here, sir, supporting our city, doing what you're doing in your city in the big Lone Star State, Mauricio. Enjoy Vancouver, and thank you for joining us.
I certainly am. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's not often that I go to wine events with our friends at the Chamber of Commerce and I run into somebody who's in town from Winnipeg midwinter. That's not a bad deal. Rosanna's here. Rosanna, you bring in, move out a lot of wines. You're here to say, what, check out some wines that maybe you could take back to Manitoba?
Yes, for sure. It's 100% that way. We don't have representation from the Chamber of Manitoba anymore. And Alex is doing a great job representing the Italian community. And why not use this opportunity to bring a little bit of Italy from BC to Manitoba?
Do you find in cities, rural areas of Manitoba, less population clearly than BC,
Yes.
that people are wanting to taste better and experiment with more upscale wines once they get exposed to it?
Yes, I wouldn't say the rural area so much. We do still have a very significant Italian community present.
In Winnipeg, yeah.
In Winnipeg, the old school 1950s, 60s. So they are always looking to find better Italian wines. You know, everybody talks about Toronto, everybody talks about Vancouver, and we miss out in Manitoba. So
Yeah.
my job is to make sure we're well represented in the Italian industry and in the market, and bringing new innovative wines into our community in our city.
Well, I'm going to let you get back to that. Thank you very much. And thanks for coming to Vancouver. It's always sunny
Thanks
here,
for
as you can
having
see
me.
outside.
I mean, I brought the sun. I am from Manitoba, so I packed that. I heard you had snow, so I made sure
Excellent.
there was sun.
Well, we're getting in the mix of things right now. I'm with Tony, who has a white wine I just tried. I thought I'd died and gone to heaven, Tony. Tell us about what I just had and your company and where people can find your wine.
Well, first off, thank you for having me on this. The Andra Wine Group, we specialize in working with small family estate vineyards in Europe, mainly Italy. The first of our wines, which shares my last name, is Boccale from the family Valentini in Montefalco, Umbria.
Hey, how important are events like this now that they're back? Touch wood. You can always do things virtually, but the amount of conversations I'm seeing you have with people trying your wines, you can't put a price on that.
No, you can't, because wine and food in general, you have to experience it. It's an experience. Take, for example, where we are. You shoot around the panorama. You're among like people who love wine. So it's a social aspect. And when you're doing it on Teams and Zoom and God knows what else you're on, you're experiencing in your own little closet, you know, and you have your own little glass of wine, and you're only hearing and seeing, but you're not feeling it. And here, when you're here at the event, you can look around. People are socializing, they're feeling, they're experiencing, and there's no lag time.
That's right.
When we communicate, there's no lag time. When you're communicating digitally, there is lag time, and so you're not sure if the person likes it or doesn't like it. Here, it's immediate. It's in your face. You like it or you don't like it.
Excellent.
As you just.
I tell you, I'm gonna have another glass of that. We'll have all Tony's information in the closing credits.
Trebbiano.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, Trebbiano.
Talking to more folks here at the Taste of Italy events. We have a gentleman here who is here, I think, for the first time. Roberto?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Roberto Cane, and I'm the export manager of Vite Colte Winery in Barolo, Italy, Piedmont. And I am the person in charge of the US and Canadian market for the winery.
I was just told, too, that being our first time here, you do distribute your wine from Italy, which I've had a little taste of, but this is your first time bringing the wine to our city. So that's a big deal, thanks to the Chamber.
Yes, absolutely. Our winery has, I would say, pretty strong distribution all over Canada, but unfortunately we were missing a good agent here in British Columbia. So thanks to the partnership with the Italian Chamber of Commerce, we've been able to spend a nice afternoon here with a number of very well-established importers and agents.
So you're in Piemonte. What am I about to try here?
We are trying one of our best-selling wines. This is a Barbaresco Riserva 2015, one of the most classic red wines from Piemonte region, made with the famous Nebbiolo grapes, which is the same grape we used to produce the other famous wine, del Barolo. So
that is exquisite.
yeah.
Thank you very much, Roberto, and welcome to Vancouver.
Thank you. Beautiful city. Thank you.
Talking with a local guy on the scene, Luigi, we've met a number of times at events such as this. Tell us about what I'm about to have and who you work for.
Okay, it's Luigi. I'm working for Style Brands, and today I'm pouring you wine from Tuscany. It's called Le Macchiole Bolgheri Rosso. It's a blend of 3 different grape varietals. They're mostly international varietals. They've been planted in Tuscany, so it's international wine with an Italian touch to it. And it's made of Cabernet Franc, Merlot, and Syrah in equal parts. It's a little bit of wood involved in this production, but it's a great little wine from a very important wine producing country in Italy. Yeah.
Another winner. Very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
And people can find your wines in liquor stores, government
Yes.
stores, wine
Yes,
stores?
these
Yep.
wines are listed at government stores, BC liquor stores, mostly the signature ones, because this is a kind of a mid-tier wine. But I'm sure you will find it in the best government liquor store.
Well, it's getting a little loud in here, pretty crowded, but it's good to see events like this back again. And our city tonight, proud to be back with the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Canada West for a great Taste of Italy.
Thank you.